Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our first league game in charge of Briton Ferry. We are at home against Llanelli Town. Again, I'll butcher a number of these Welsh club names, but I will do what I can to make it as authentic as possible. Before we get into that, we have had a busy transfer window thus far. Obviously, you saw that a number of players that were on non-contracts with the club, we have let them go. And in response, we have managed to bring a number of good quality players in. We're on the verge of bringing in Adam Orm. He's currently in on trial. We are hoping to bring him in permanently as a central midfield player as we need extra cover in there. He comes with good experience and he has played largely at this level for the last few years, but he's also played at lower leagues as well and also in the Premier League for, funnily enough, Llanelli Town. Um, He's played at this level for the last 3 seasons at Swansea University, and he's scored a few goals as well, so hopefully he can bring something to the table for us. We're going straight in. We're also looking at Robbie Patton as well. Again, we need options in that central midfield. We're really struggling to find good quality players to give us a little bit of depth in there. So he is another one that we're looking at bringing in. He can play in defensive midfield as well. We've tried to bring in Daniel Malone on trial. It hasn't worked, but he is someone that we are still hopefully going to look into. In terms of outgoings, we've only had the two, which were Alex Gammond and Tyler Brock. Between them, they're on £450 a week. So it meant it was, to be honest, good business to get them offloaded. And it gave us around £1,000 per week to be able to spend going forward. And so far, I think we've done quite well. We've largely strengthened defensively, but we have also brought in one or two midfielders and a striker. Starting here with Evan Ovendale, who is a 19-year-old goalkeeper. A lot of his goalkeeping attributes are around 8 or 9, and as are a number of his other ones, to be fair. So he's not far off potentially becoming a really good quality player. If we had the training facilities and youth facilities, he would be someone that would definitely make improvements. Joe White, we've managed to bring in. He's an all-round defender, largely a left back. He is a left-footed player. Good physical attributes, and again, a lot of attributes rating around 8 or 9. So again, plenty of scope for improvement there as well. He has also come in on a 1-year deal. He's on £200 a week. It's a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but it has worked out quite well having him here so far. Tyler Wallace Ming, he was actually on trial with a Premier club. Um, and to be quite honest, really excited to have him in. It says he's a right back, but he can also play on the right hand side of midfield and in central midfield, and that is largely where we're going to be using him. Very determined character, and again, a number of attributes around 8 or 9, things that can be improved. He's got good pace as well, so hopefully he can give us a good bite in that midfield, especially with his tackling ability. And again, his passing ability isn't too far behind, so he could be someone that improves there. We brought in young Welsh defender Thomas Keppel. He's a centre back. He's only 5'11", but we needed an extra body in there. Decent physical attributes, good determination, and again, for a number of his attributes, around 8 or 9. Granted, there's one or two that are a bit less than that, but he's another strong option for us in at centre back. Jack Kelly came in as well. Not too sure about him at the moment, but again, a number of attributes around the 8 or 9 mark. Very determined character who works hard, good leadership qualities as well, good tackling ability, and he is a right back or left back, so it will certainly give us plenty of option in there and good versatility as well. Ryan Hillier we managed to bring in as a young striker on £160 a week, so he's £40 a week less than Tyler Brock. And to be quite honest, I'm not too sure what to expect of him. He's quite a strong lad, decent amount of pace really for this level, fairly determined character, and again, a number of attributes around the 8 or 9 mark. So again, if he gets plenty of game time, he could make improvements. And lastly, Caleb James Richards, who is an 18-year-old central midfield player, can also play in the attacking midfield role. Good first touch and passing ability, good work rate, good physical attributes as well. Determination, certainly not the best, but hopefully he will come good for us and provide a good squad option in that central midfield. They can play in the attacking midfield as well, like I say, and also in defensive midfield. So there's plenty of versatility through that central position. And again, hopefully he will come good. And going forward as well, in relation to tactics, we're going to go for a Route 1 style of play. Not too much passing about, really, but looking at the way that we're going to play, hopefully this will work out for us. We're very narrow in the midfield. Bowen is going to be a target man. The 35-year-old won't have to do too much running, hopefully. And with Hood to partner him, hopefully it will be a good match up front. Since we're with us, we have had a 1-0 win in a friendly, and we also won 4-1 in the Nathaniel Cup first round against Cymru Celtic, who are in our league. It was quite a closely fought game for the most part, but towards the end of the game, our quality did shine through, and we managed to get a very good win. And as such, we actually end up playing a Premier Division side in the next round in Cardiff Metropolitan University. So going into this game, it's just going to be the one game today against Llanelli Town. And then obviously going ahead, we will probably get through the rest of the transfer window and see exactly what we can and can't do. And we've got lights of Cairo, Eli, and Afan Lido either side at the end of the transfer window. It could be that it's just Afan Lido, to be fair, depending on when the transfer window finishes. Because if it finishes in the 2nd of September, for example, we will show that match. But there's plenty of cup ties knocking about as well, as you can see. So we'll play it by ear and see what happens from there. But let's get into our first league game in charge and see what we can do. A little bit of rotation in there, nothing too much. It's the same starting lineup for the most part. It's just that Wallace Ming and Caleb James Richards have switched sides in that central midfield. So hopefully we can go out there and get the job done. And there's no reason why we can't. But obviously, Llanelli Town are one of the other teams that are linked with potentially being promoted this season. They were, as we were second when we looked before we took charge, they were third. So I think it could be quite a close game, this one. But if we can get a good result today, then hopefully we can go out there and really give ourselves a good push forward in relation to our season. It's going to be a very competitive season. In relation to quality, I'm not too sure that we set ourselves apart from many of the other teams in this league, but hopefully with the style of play that we're implementing and the quality that we have in certain positions, we will find a way to get things done. And that is a fantastic start. If only he stayed on side. Caleb James Richards with the opportunity, unfortunately, ruled out for offside there right at the end. So unfortunately, it remains 0-0, but certainly positive signs. We're not looking at a possession-based system at the moment. It is a Route 1 style of play that we've got, and it's a little bit risky. We have got some good quality in that midfield, especially with Corey Herford, but it's going to be catch as can be for now until we find out exactly how good we are. If we can win games regularly with this setup, we will do so. And if not, then obviously a tactical change will be involved. But obviously, we are sacrificing possession in this style of play. And as you can see, that is coming to fruition. We have actually created more chances, but neither side with a shot on target so far. We'll let the lads know that we need to be better in front of goal. And as the second half gets underway, immediately Llanelli Town in possession and looking to push forward, but Perkins doing well to get into that as White clears forward. Again, there's that Route 1 style Herford. Well, I thought Herford did well to win the header, but he's been given a second yellow card here. I'm not too sure what it was for, but Corey Herford's been sent off here. Not ideal from our point of view. He went up to challenge for the ball, and by the looks of things, he may have used his arm a little bit too much, and as such, he's been booked. So we're down to 10 men, and now we could have a bit of a problem. Bowen luckily can drop back, so the shape doesn't change, but we've only got the one centre forward rather than two, so it could be a little bit dicey, this one. We'll have to just play it by ear and see what happens. We are still creating the odd opportunity. But obviously, being down to 10 men, we haven't really got too much in the way of commitment from our boys now. Here's Bowen swinging it in toward that far post, and Hood is there, and that is a big chance from our point of view, and we've still not had an attempt on target, which is a bit of a concern. Birchall here with a free kick, and that is a lovely finish. Bradley Birchall with a very, very good goal. 30-odd yards out, Ovendale beaten, and we find ourselves a goal behind. Is it down to the red card? Yes, I think it might be, but it just shows how much we need to still do here. We had a very good performance in that cup tie, though, but again, I mean, Hereford is an attacking midfielder. We have to have that attacking midfielder in there, as it is 2-0 now. James Parry with the finish in off the underside of the crossbar. Ovendale didn't really have a chance there, and unfortunately, it looks like our first league game is going to be heading for a defeat. We have not had a single. Oh, we've just had our first attempt on target. We're going to offer a bit of encouragement. I'm going to pause there as well. I mean, Perkins has had a shocking game today, but we've got really got anyone that can play in that role. So we'll get Jones on, just as an opportunity for him. Keppel's had a shocking game as well, and we'll get Jack Kelly on for him and move Joe White into centre back. And Wallace Mings on a yellow card as well. It's really not been very good from our point of view today. We'll get Hillier on for his debut up front, and it's going to be a case of seeing the game out. The red card's definitely not helped. And I think we've definitely looked a bit toothless today as well, even when we had 11 men. So I think we may have to make some changes early on in the way that we play. I think the setup in terms of playing narrow, I think that's going to have to work because of the players that we've got. There's not really a lot we can do in that manner, I don't think. As Bowen tries to win that header and he does well, but again, there's no support there. And Hopkins now plays it into Williams, and now Jemmett Hudson into the penalty area. It's off the post. George manages to clear. I think we're going to have to play a little bit more football rather than this Route 1 style, but we'll see. Here's Bowen with a free kick. It's in a dangerous position. Could be an opportunity to get ourselves back in the game. Bowen's delivery. It's comfortably cleared. Evans to Caleb James Richards, and that's off the woodwork as well. It's actually gone out for a corner in the end. And I'm not completely disheartened by the performance. Obviously, going out to 10 men, they've scored twice since. But we've still created the odd chance. But possession-wise, I think we need to have a little bit more. Here's George into White. Back to Caleb James Richards. Can he get the strike away? Yes, he can. And it's a poor one. Got tackle from Caleb James Richards again. He's getting stuck in, to be fair. We've had 13 attempts at goal. Twice as many attempts, to be fair, as Llanelli. Even though we're down to 10 men. But we've only had the 2 attempts on target where they've had 3, which is quite poor, to be honest. And in the end, that's not a very good start. A 2-0 defeat and a red card for our key man. And plenty to think about, to be quite honest. Some good performances in training, at least, if nothing else. So players are getting into the swing of things, but Hereford being suspended is devastating. Especially after just the one game. We've got a big game coming up next as well against Cardiff Metropolitan Uni as well. And that's the game that he's going to miss. Hugely unfortunate, truth be told. I think we've made good signings. I think we've got the quality to do well this season. I think it's just going to take a bit of time for them just to bed together a little bit. And obviously the style of play is something we're definitely going to have to work on. If we went for a gegenpress style, for example, for the quality of players we have, it's far too much energy consumption. There's no way we will be able to really afford ourselves to be able to do that. The narrow system, I think, is something we're going to have to stick with. There's options in terms of signings still, plenty of players still being suggested. Defensively, I think we're okay. And goalkeeper, we've got a good quality one in Evan Ovendale anyway. Midfield, we need to strengthen. And I think up front, to be honest, we should be fine this season. It's just going to be a case of finding those 1 or 2 extra players just to really bump it up. Adam Orme should be a good signing. He's rated at 4-star in the initial scouting. When we went in for the trial initially, it said he was a 3-star. So there's going to be a bit of hit and miss in there because obviously we've not got the quality in our scouting network. But hopefully we can find a way of getting around it. And in time, hopefully we'll be able to settle into this system and push on a bit. We'll have to play it by ear, though, for a few matches, if nothing else, just to see if we can settle into the rhythm. And fingers crossed, we can gather ourselves together a little bit. We're probably going to come back, like I say, toward the end of August, beginning of September as well. Extra transfer roundup, and we'll catch up over these next few league games and the Nathaniel Cup second round. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.